Sunday nights for guitar playing. Any guitar players have anything at all they want to know about that I could possibly, not definitely, possibly help you out with? Anything you want to know? Andre Gill, what's up? Sunday nights are nights for guitar playing. Monday morning, yes, I will personally adjust all of my time stamping for you so that it's more appropriate for your locale. Let me make sure I do that. It's kind of snotty, but you know what I mean. The intro of Heartbreak Warfare is one of those things that's kind of hard to do on a guitar that doesn't have the gear that it was written on. And it's one of those songs where if I play it for you without it, it would just make you angry because you realize I wasn't really working hard enough on that song. But yeah, I find a little quiet area, and I plug in, and I'm not even really playing right now to try to make a song. I'm playing to sound stuff out. It's like a calculator, you know? It's like a music calculator. And as long as I know where my ear wants to take the bass line of something, then I can sort of just compose through things. As long as you know what you kind of want to do next. Like last night I went, if I'm in C, we're getting like, how do we get back to C? Now, what would I solo? Yeah. Oh, that's major. That's nice. Right, you know, and then I'll stop and go like, that wasn't clean, but I'll do that same lick again. But let's try to remember what you did. Let's go to that B section. that loud enough? Because I'm in a hotel and I have to be kind of quiet. I'm no Keith Richards in a hotel. No Keith Richards 1970. That's enough. So I think I've shown those bends, those micro bends. You know, like a. It's hard when you do like 5 times in a row. You start losing the perspective of things. Yeah. In order to learn too, today I was messing around, but we can change the key too. Like, these are called double stops when you play 2 notes at a time. Like you hear guitar players, if you're in pick D, right? You hear? That's just fretting 2 notes at the same time. With, you know, you're like a beginner guitar player, just kind of do all that. But you can actually pull it in a way that gives you to a third. It's kind of a pedal steelish thing. Then the next one would be minor 7. When you pull one a little harder than the next one, guitar players, try that shit. Yeah. Not even do. So again, like if you start doing it too much outside of the song context, it starts getting all, yeah. No, I'm not doing it. Well, you can also do like. Yeah. Also, throw that shit up a half note. Like everyone always playing in the box, just break the box up. Like if you're in D. So you're always going. Every guitar player knows, right? But throw it up a. Yep. It's the way a vocal would do it. So I'm just trying to get, like my ears are tired. I'm 40, I've been playing guitar since I was 13, so my ears are dug in by certain things that I don't want to hear anymore. I don't get angry if I hear them, but I'm trying to create things that are inside of the grooves that have been dug into my ears. And when you listen back to those old great singers, old great blues singers, listen to Aretha Franklin sing. It's what you would call by ultra modern standards pitchy, but no, oh dear, no. When they're slightly sharp, that's where the emotion comes from, you know. Won't you tell me the reason why? Won't you tell me the reason why You know, won't you tell me the reason why? That tell is not, won't you tell? It's, won't you tell? And those are pitches way in between these frets, which only work in half steps, right? So that's the fun shit, right? For me right now is like Jimmy Vaughn, of course, is like super masterful at it, especially vocally. Okay, sorry, I said that you could ask some questions and I wasn't reading the... It's all about emotion, Aaron, that is correct, but it's all about intention as well. Intention. Learning the guitar, I said this the other day, learning guitar is not as hard as people think. It's one of those minute to learn, lifetime to master things. Because where I'm trying to get to now, sorry, that's from food that I ate earlier. Just having to describe what a burp is, that's from food that I had earlier. Where I'm at now is I sit and I practice intention. So what does that mean? It means like, we all know how to talk. We know a lot of words. And I'm super guilty of this. Go around using them just because we know them. But if you talk from the heart and your intention is real, you don't need to use the world's biggest words. Like, you complete me are not collegiate level words. They're just really great use of language for intentions. You know, it has a full intent to it. So like, I can actually mix this with dead guitar because someone just asked about dead guitar. So what I practice doing, and it's much more of a mental practice, and I cannot stress enough for other guitar players to practice doing this, is practice thinking from the idea first instead of what the guitar offers you. Get out of the geometry. It's not whack-a-mole. Like, just because they're here, just like you know words, doesn't mean you just start mashing them. You can, just like it's fun to freestyle. It's fun to come up with ideas. It's fun to riff with your friends. But in terms of like coming up with statements on the guitar, for me, it's not looking at this based on what do I know scale-wise. So I'll show you. Like, sometimes I'll just sit down and go, we'll pick A, right? And I'll just go, I'll make this up. But in my head, I'm keeping time, and I'm hearing a certain rhythmic bed and a harmonic bed so that I don't have to overplay on the guitar. And I just focus in. Don't get bored. Maybe change the pickup. There we are. Do it again. I'm gonna go to F. Try to remember what you played. And just that foot, keeping. That's nice. So 1 minor 2/5. Fine motif. we swam out past the buoys because we were in A, and you just keep swimming and exploring and tracking in your brain what works and what doesn't, and you get so much more, I feel like, out of and don't use the guitar as this full bore thing to just bang out as much guitar music as you can bang out. You know what I mean? What's your take on Afroman? No developed take. Can you explain the right hand strum and boogie? Yeah, absolutely. Good question. So the right hand thing is like, it's not really, I can't boogie as hard with a pick as without a pick. So it's like, and it can be any groove you want it to be. That's a little too straight. Now the Stevie thing is this, it's almost circular. So if you know, the Pride and Joy thing is. And it's as much about the left hand as it is the right hand. So the right hand, you can, but it's really about deadening, basically you're activating the string by plucking it, but you're also activating the note by fretting it. So a lot of people only play with the right hand in mind. So you're playing with the right hand, you just fret this, so you'd be going. And that's cool too, but if you want to go. Notice I'm only playing the string. So that's a huge thing is to hit on and it's like it's two. They kind of both do the same thing. The right hand and the left hand are both contributing to the rhythm. And you can get into drummers who shuffle a certain way. I sort of have to fall into those really cool grooves, but one of the ones I like the most, which came from me just playing in my room, was Queen of California. This. And now I'm not there yet in the groove. You really have to keep working it and working it. So let's keep going until we get there. Hear it getting like looser, and I'm getting too fast. Now, when you get it tight enough, you can leave it, like you can come. Right? Do it again. But now I'm missing the downbeats. Right? Yeah. So without the pick, this is your kick drum, and that's sort of your snare drum. You could say that the rakes are sort of, well, I'm not going to get too heady about it, but this is why you should practice with a metronome. Just get back to get it because I messed it up. It's okay to go back to get it if you've screwed up. Go back to get it 100 times till you get it. I want to go. Right? I got it. Not yet. Almost. So we'll move on. Yeah. I'm not doing it right, but I'm onto something. Mm-hmm. And now I'm sort of burning it out, and I don't have it like I used to. And then I'll just move on to something else because. How does rhythm and lead guitars should ultimately work together? That's every band is different. That's how you get the different band sound, is how they interact. Almost as good as unboxing. How did I move from open chords to scales and improvising? That is a fantastic question. So open chords are chords where basically you're playing down here and you're using the nut of the guitar to establish the lowest note of each string you're not fretting. So you're basically, that's open, right? And D has an open D and you're fretting out here. But eventually you move to something called bar chords. So this right here is the nut. That dictates like this is where the note begins on a guitar. So if you're playing an E, that's open, that's open, that's open. So basically you play an F this way, or that's a bar chord. Basically, this finger's acting like that is, and just up. So that's where guitar is fairly easy compared to piano because it's completely transposable. So if you learn something in one key, you can play it in any key you want because the relative shapes don't change as you move up and down. So it's, to answer your question, you have to get finger strength to be able to play in the first place and develop calluses. That wouldn't even be a thing, although you could if you wanted to. But this is the Mel Bay chord. That only involves pressing 3 strings down. Why? Because these open strings are tuned. That takes care of it. But if you want to play that up here, it's really, or this is the approach. To be super technical about it. Wait, that's not it. How would I be playing a? Oh, I can't do it that way. Never mind. Okay, so this would be like an A. And that's a B. And that's a C sharp, and that's a D. So there, once you learn it, you can move it around. Then getting into solos, you've established understanding the roots. If you know that that's G and that's A, basically you're learning all the notes for each fret on the low E. And you move out from there. But you know that's a G and that's an A, the same shape. That's a G minor, you can do this one. A minor, same shape. So if you learn a shape in one key, you can play it in any key. And then you take the blues scale and pentatonic scale stuff, and you can understand the root. So that's A. You're right. Then you plug in what a pentatonic scale is. So this is always A. That was B. Not that different than B. So there you go. That was just. But that takes a really long time to play with that finger and not have it hurt. It will hurt, and you will have lines through it, or you look like an egg slicer here, and you just learn to be all right with it. And then I play with a pick and hide it in here as I play. So you'll see me do the picks actually there. So I can go. So I want to show you where I switch. Pick, no pick. Pick. No pick. Pick. No pick. It's okay to mess up because you don't know where you are anyway. So have fun with it. 27 years of playing, still learning new techniques 100%, all the time. All the time. And right now it's microtonal stuff and and bend, first finger bends. You know, you always think of, like, if we're in A, people always think of that as like, you can't, this is the ground, you can't go lower than that. That's actually a really big tip for guitar players. Like, when you learn the pentatonic scale, the one note that's the one fret that's the same on all of them is this. They're all. So you just grow up thinking you just can't do anything with that. These are the ones you bend. And you bend, bend. But you got. Right? So listen to that. Right? So that's the thing. And this is the B.B. King. Won't you tell me the reason why? So that's interesting. I want to play the one bend I don't like the most. And so here's the shit that I want to talk to you about. So the only reason that certain things happen on a guitar musically is because they're there shape-wise. And I've gone through my playing and I've gone through the music I listen to, and it's not a bad thing, it's a preference, but the guitar the science of it has sort of led it into a certain sound in terms of what people play on it. Not always because it's what they want to say, but it's because it's the shape that's available to them on the guitar. And it has inspired, and I think it's a good thing, it's inspired guitar players to come up with ways of playing things based on where they're available to you. So there are these things, they're like guitar-specific notes that I don't even think people know they don't love as much as they do, but it's just there and it's become part of the vocabulary. And the one I hate, even in my own playing, and I did it only one time. You could actually run it back and go, Mayor's right, he did it one time. And I'll do it every once in a while. If you're in A, right, A, it's da-da-da, and it happens in music, but on a guitar, I just don't like it. And I also don't like people who hit it too hard. But it's usually, it's kind of a fun thing to do in your hand, but it's not that cool to listen to. I just don't like it. That is a guitar only thing. You wouldn't, on a piano, you wouldn't think to do that, or you can't bend it on a piano, but even vocally, you know, you can do it, you do it sometimes, but it becomes like a cliche, you know. Never made me happy. I'm not knocking anybody who does it. I'm just saying, investigate everything you play and find out, is it because it's a note you want to play, or is it because it's in the jungle gym and it's fun to climb around and you're just doing it because it's there. That's what I'm trying to take out. So, check this out. This is what you should be playing. This is how you should be playing guitar. If you just put the guitar down after that, you will feel so good. And I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to be like Bob Ross, just being like, bah, trees, like you can do this at home. But whatever level you're at as a guitar player, sit and just choose and play your choices here first instead. And it's always fun. I'll still riff around. Play what's up here first. Like, try to come up with what it is you want to do. It's like Photoshop. It's like you could be good at Photoshop, but if you don't know what picture you want to see, what's Photoshop for? So you start developing that sense of what your vision for your song, the next thing you want to hear is, and learning the guitar that way, or learning whatever instrument you have that way. Also, I may be completely wrong in that I'm sort of forcing my age on other people, and you're still at the age where you just want to keep crushing, and I'm all for it. But work this in as a thought process every once in a while. With what you learn to implement it in your own way. Learn the function of a scale, and then just sit and slow, and even if it's with a metronome. I'm playing music right now. As long as you're feeling that, you train yourself to feel that without having to burn all the time, you'll just be so much of a better player for it. And that's what I was doing before I signed on, was to practice that stuff. I'm using a Princeton Reverb that's under a sync. So anyway, I thought that would be fun to share with you. Borrowing well-known melodies while improvising, totally cool. Just some are tacky, you know. Am I trying to think inside the scale? No. I don't think even about the scale anymore, really. Yeah, just implement it. When you learn something, no matter what it is in life, if you learn how something works, just start slotting it into your brain and how you want to express yourself with it, that's all. But you still have to practice. See, here's the trade-off. You still have to practice. So I'm not telling you don't practice pentatonic scales. Practice, play and play and play. But wouldn't it be fun at the end of a practice day to give yourself a 5-minute timer, 10-minute timer, however long you want, to just meditate inside of what you know? Even if what you know is you've been playing for 3 months, you just know the pentatonic scale and you're just starting to learn how to bend up to the note a little bit. Just narrow down your focus. So that's what you do for 5 or 10 minutes and say something with it and learn to implement it in a way that is very expressive and isn't about playing guitar, it's about playing music for a minute. You'll go to bed so happy. You'll go to bed so happy. And I'm going to go to bed so happy. Not now. I'll play some more guitar and I'm going to go to bed happy. And that was Sunday night guitar lessons. And I think the world of you all, and I will talk to you later. And thanks for listening and watching. Okay, bye. Have a great week.